Well, there won't be a sweep in this series. Welcome to From Center Ice. My name is Courtney, and once again, I am here to recap the afternoon that was in NHL playoff hockey. And on this Sunday afternoon, we had Game 3 between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the first game of this series in Florida. Of course, the Rangers won the first 2 games at home, so they had to try to come into this one and win on the road, which they haven't been able to do in the playoffs so far, unless they are facing elimination, which is just so very strange. But hey, if they only win at home in this series and they win every game at home in this series, then they advance because they've got home ice advantage. So let's talk about the goals. And there were no goals in the first period. Off to the second period. 7 minutes and 37 seconds into the second period, the New York Rangers are on the power play. Mika Zibanejad takes a slap shot from the top of the left circle, but it does not go in the net. Thankfully, Artemi Panarin picks up the loose puck on the right wall, sends it up to the right point to Adam Fox. Fox then passes the pass back over to Mika Zibanejad at the top of the left circle, who takes that slap shot and hits it home into the net. 1-0 Rangers. Just about 2 minutes later, 9 minutes and 44 seconds into the second period, the New York Rangers are on the power play again. Artemi Panarin has the puck in the right circle as he usually does. He sends a beautiful cross-ice pass over to Mika Zibanejad at the top of the left circle. He takes the shot, but it is saved by Vasilevsky. But Chris Kreider is camped out in front. He cleans up the garbage, banging in the loose puck. 2-0 Rangers. 2 goals on the power play. 2 goals from a Mika Zibanejad shot. What a shocker! But then the Rangers, more specifically Jacob Trouba, get into penalty trouble themselves. And 10 minutes and 50 seconds into the second period, Nikita Kucherov has the puck on the right half wall. He sends the puck through the middle of the ice over to Steven Stamkos, who is in the left circle. Stamkos does not take the shot. Instead, he sends it back through the center of the ice over to Nikita Kucherov in the right circle, who settles the puck down, looks like he's gonna take the shot, doesn't take the shot. He passes the puck up to the point to Victor Hedman, who also doesn't take the shot. Instead, Hedman passes back down to Nikita Kucherov in that right circle, who takes the one-timer and puts it in the net. 2-1 Rangers. And that goal was pretty unfortunate, and it kind of highlighted how the Tampa Bay Lightning won this game. Spoiler alert, Tampa won this game. And it all started with the setup play on that goal. You had Kucherov passing it through the center of the ice over to Stamkos. Stamkos passing it through the center of the ice back over to Kucherov. Now, your penalty killers are typically going to allow the winger to pass it up to the point, and you know, not much you can do there, but Victor Hedman sends the puck back down to Nikita Kucherov. That part isn't all that horrible. It's the 2 center ice passes that the penalty killers did not break up and just allowed to easily occur. Because either one of those guys, Stamkos or Kucherov, could have taken a one-timer on one of those shots. I would say, fortunately for the Rangers, neither of them did on this power play, but it doesn't matter anyway because Nikita Kucherov ended up getting that goal. Plus, with all of the puck movement that you had to Stamkos, back to Kucherov, up to Hedman, back to Kucherov, that gets your goaltender moving a lot. And on this goal, Shesterkin almost had it. The puck went 5-hole as he was sliding to his left to stop the shot. So if he didn't have to move around so much as the penalty killers are just allowing Tampa to sling it around the zone, maybe he could have been a bit more set and not had his pads just not closed and on the ice as he's sliding over to his left to stop Kucherov. But this game goes into the second intermission with the Rangers having the 2-1 advantage. On to the third period. 37 seconds into the third period, Jacob Trouba takes a penalty against Anthony Cirelli. So the Tampa Bay Lightning are back on the power play. And 1 minute and 22 seconds into the third period, Corey Perry enters the offensive zone down the right wall. He skates down to the bottom of the right circle, but he does not have a shot. So what does he do? He passes it all the way across the center of the ice over to Steven Stamkos. Stamkos just skates into that shot, hits the one-timer from the top of the left circle, and past Shesterkin it goes. Tie game 2-2. And Shesterkin almost made that save purely from existing in the crease. Had he not moved so much to his right, anticipating that maybe the puck would go blocker side, it may have hit him and stayed out, because it just barely went over his left shoulder. So another frustrating goal that Shesterkin probably could have stopped had he not had to move around so much. On this one, you have him going from his left, where Corey Perry is down at the right offensive faceoff circle, over to the top of the right circle to Steven Stamkos, so Shesterkin has to move from his left to his right to try to stop the shot, and in doing so and going too far to his right, the puck goes past him on the left side. Now, I don't say moving too far to his right as if he lost his net, just again, had he merely existed in the center of the net, it may have hit him and stayed out. Frustrating! But tie game until there were 42 seconds left in regulation. And just as I was about to send out a tweet saying that the Rangers should probably go ahead and clear this puck right now because Tampa really enjoys scoring goals in the last minute of periods, Victor Hedman has the puck at the left point, passes it to the slot, and waiting for the puck in the slot is Nikita Kucherov, who just taps the puck over to the right circle to Ondřej Palat, who one-times the puck past Shesterkin's glove. 3-2 Tampa. And with it being in the last minute of regulation, the Rangers couldn't get anything going to tie up the game, so that is how this one ended. The Tampa Bay Lightning won the game 3-2, and now the New York Rangers only have a 2-1 series lead. They play again on Tuesday in Tampa, and then the series shifts back to New York for at least a Game 5. After coming out in the first 2 games of this series looking pretty lifeless, Tampa definitely brought their A game there at home today. The shots on goal at the end of the game were 51-30 in favor of Tampa. Now, 30 is a good number of shots from New York, so credit them with also coming out and trying to score goals, not just rolling over. But Tampa definitely had the better chances, they had the majority of the chances, and they had the majority of time on attack. When it comes to special teams, well, most of the goals were scored with the man advantage. All of them except the game-winning goal by Ondřej Palat. The Rangers scored on 2 out of 5 power plays, and Tampa Bay scored on 2 of 4. But even worse when it comes to special teams is about halfway through the third period, the New York Rangers got a 4-minute power play because Nikita Kucherov went off for a double minor for high sticking. But before it was over, Jacob Trouba also went to the box for tripping. So it was a very, very bad game penalty-wise for Jacob Trouba, which maybe is what he deserved for getting away with so many hits to the head. Not all of them being illegal, of course, but he has gotten away with some hits to the head in the playoffs this year. And not just the playoffs, but I'm here talking about the playoffs. So maybe this was the hockey gods evening that out a little bit, even though nothing really evens out him being in the Eastern Conference Final while some guys have a concussion, but you know what I mean. So Tampa Bay obviously looked alive in this one. They came to play. The Rangers didn't look horrible, but they were very much relying on their goaltender Igor Shesterkin here, which isn't something new. This is something they've been doing for a lot of the playoffs, really, but when they have games that go that way, they're typically on the losing end of them. And it's not even Shesterkin's fault, but when you face 51 shots in a game, it's kind of hard to get the win there. Although it was definitely winnable because, man, 2 of those goals were very, very close to being stopped. But they weren't. I think if New York comes out in Game 4 and they can play more disciplined, stay out of the box, and just continue pushing, they're going to be okay. It's not like they are in a spot that they've never been in before. They spent the first 2 series having to battle back to win a Game Game 7 in the playoffs, so losing a game shouldn't shatter their confidence here. They just have to come out with more energy in Game 4, stay out of the box, and maybe help their goaltender out a little more by limiting these shots that he has to face. But maybe Shesterkin should stop trying to sell as many penalties here, because he's going to get a reputation, and then officials are just going to not call goalie interference anymore when he gets hit. A little bit like the boy who cried wolf. Just a suggestion. But that's going to be all from me in this one. If you want to hear more from me or from Center Ice, you can head on over to FromCenterIce.com. There's links to all the places you can find us over there. If you aren't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and do that. Give this video a like, because that would make me so very happy. But all of that being said, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye guys.